we're at the end of a season, as we were saying at the beginning of the call, here in the United States. We have the MLS playoffs, and I think the MLS has been relatively interesting this year, following somewhat closely. I mean, just to start, we have a team that just started in San Diego FC that finished top of the West. We've seen that
Yeah.
happen with St. Louis and some other teams before. I think Nashville did it when they came in.
Yep.
So kudos to them. Inter Miami look unbelievable with that group of players. Can they get it done this year? I'm not sure. And then you have some new ones coming into play and some teams that are interesting. Vancouver was really good this year. LAFC has a dynamic duo in Buanga and Son. And then on the other side, you got Philadelphia as the Supporters Shield winner. They're kind of back to where they've been before.
Yep.
So, Dad, we're going to do a couple questions here to kind of predict the MLS playoffs. So did you find some answers for this, or what are you thinking?
Um, well, I'm thinking I'm bummed the Rapids didn't quite qualify. They probably wouldn't
Agree.
have gone very far, but scored that goal, going ahead of LAFC, big game, almost immediately give up the game tying goal, even though
Yeah.
RSL I think lost or ended up drawing St. Louis. Like they could have made it, so that was tough. So I got to
Yeah.
admit I'm not as fired up for the playoffs, but I'll tell you something I am a little fired up about. It feels like, and I understand it, I just don't like it. It feels like, in listening to some other podcasters out there and other people in the media, that they kind of want Messi to win. They kind of want, Busquets and these guys. And was it Jordi Alba's retiring as well? Like, I don't
Yeah.
care if Messi wins it or not. I think Messi has already
Yeah.
had his
Same.
impact on MLS. I think there's some discussion that Messi winning the title would be iconic for MLS. I mean, I suppose, but from a business standpoint, I think Messi has already had his impact. I don't think
He's done
winning
what
the
he's had to do.
yeah,
Off the field, on the field, he's done what he's needed. I mean, I think I just saw a stat today that he hit 50 goals, joint quickest with Zlatan and someone else, I can't remember. So
yeah.
he's done his job, to your point. But now being in the playoffs, Dad, will he be that same player? Will he be that impactful? And that leads us to the first prediction. Who's going to be the most impactful player of the playoffs this year? You can start.
Well, I mean, Messi's going to be impactful. Like, whether he is hugely impactful, like scoring a hat trick, which I believe he did the other day in the last game of the season.
It's
Um,
Nashville. Yep.
you know, obviously, if he doesn't score and they end up getting kicked out of the playoffs, well, that's going to be impactful. Maybe not in the way that MLS wants, but I mean, listen. I know there are some really good young stars in MLS, but right now, I think for most people, all eyes are first and foremost on Messi. So it kind of begins and ends there. Who's the kid who was right behind him? Had a shot for a while at winning the MVP, but Messi's going to win it. Um,
I believe
I'm drawing a
we're
blank.
looking at Anders Dreyer had a really
Yes,
great season
yes,
for San Diego FC.
yeah,
Obviously, they finished top of the Western Conference, but he ended up finishing 9 goal contributions behind Messi. Messi had 45 goals and assists, and he had 36. So
well, Messi came on really strong at the end, but like a young kid like that, he deserves attention. And I think if San Diego can win a couple of matches and get deeper into the playoffs, I think he will get that attention and more eyes. Like, there, San Diego's gonna have to prove itself. I mean, hey, listen, regular season, solid run, but they're gonna have to prove themselves when it really counts.
no, absolutely, Dad. And I think two guys who can prove it really counts. I'm going to say a most impactful duo, and I'll pick one of them as my most impactful player. But I already said them. Buanga and Son have been red hot to end the season. Red
Yeah,
hot. And LAFC have looked, I mean, the Rapids played a good game against them, but they've looked unbeatable. And they're
yeah,
on a hot stretch going into the playoffs. I like the way they look. They have good home advantage. And Buanga's had 24 goals this year. I think people are forgetting that. Joint second in the Golden Boot race, uh, obviously to Messi, but
Yeah.
he's had a fantastic season. But my most impactful player is going to be Heung-min Son. I mean, talk about a guy who still could probably be playing in Europe. Messi probably could too. But Son is also fresher than a lot of these guys.
Yeah.
He had a summer off.
Yeah.
Most of these guys did not. And Son already has accumulated 9 MLS goals since he came in.
Yeah.
So I personally think Heung-min Son is going to come in firing. It's going to be really interesting to see kind of how LAFC operate. I think their first match, pardon me, is Austin FC at home.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it is a best of 3
Yep.
series, so we'll have to see how it goes. But I think that duo's been firing. I think Son uh, could be the MVP of the playoffs, if you want to say it that way.
Can I step in here? I know you want to ask more about predictions and who's going to win and stand out and so on, but can I just complain that I do not like the 2 out of 3 playoff series?
Oh, it's terrible.
For soccer, I do not like it. And
It doesn't make sense.
I understand the idea behind it, but like, no. One game, all the marbles on the line.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I
It
think this is
loses
kind of
all the intensity, to your point, of the one game knockout. And if you're gonna do a multi-game setup, it at least needs to be aggregate. Make it the actual normal setup that's
right.
used in Europe and all over the world. They've Americanized it too much and no one even uses best of 3 in the US. No one does that. It's at
No.
least best of 5 or 7, which also doesn't make sense in soccer. And
It's all
you're
about
right on
money.
the money, Dad. You're right on the money. It's all about the cash,
Yeah.
which is
But I hate it.
is too bad.
I
It's
don't
too
like it.
bad.
And honestly, I know I'm a little sour grapes because the Rapids aren't in the playoffs, but like, I don't really want to watch best 2 out of 3 between LAFC and Austin. And they're, decent teams to watch. Austin's got a great stadium, great crowd, all that stuff. But 2 or 3 games, I don't want to watch that. I want to watch
It
one.
takes too long.
It
It takes
too
too
long.
long,
Yeah,
and it also completely negates LAFC having a much better season than Austin. You know,
it
I
does
mean,
reduce
maybe
it
not much better. I mean, let's see. They finished with 13 more points than Austin, but yet
That's quite a bit
Austin's going to get a home game for what? At the end of the day, right?
for the
For what?
owners. For the
For
owner,
the owner. For the owners. And I agree with you, Dad. I think it is a bit of a farce. But, maybe this actually leads into our next point. Maybe it'll cause some upsets, Dad, and we'll see some things maybe we weren't expecting to see here. So this is kind of like underdog of the week, but we're predicting it. Who's going to be your biggest upset pick and why?
ooh, you're asking me to. Whew. Just looking here. Seattle. I'm more familiar with the West. I got to be honest.
Yeah,
Than
same.
Eastern Conference. I think Seattle in 5th place. Um,
Yep.
I I could see Seattle winning the whole thing. That's
Okay.
a city that's used to winning. Some excellent players there. I feel like they were hotter earlier in the season. But just kind of off the cuff here, I'm thinking Seattle could go pretty deep here. Um, so that's going to be
That
kind of my darker horse pick.
and I like that pick, Dad, because Seattle is a historically well performing team, like you said.
Yeah,
Great environment, great atmosphere,
great
solid
coach,
team.
great
They
coach.
won Leagues Cup. Did you say that already? They won Leagues Cup.
No, I didn't, but I said they have a great coach too.
They do have a great coach, and I think we're saying all the right things here. I think Seattle has a great chance, Dad. So I'm excited to see where they kind of go. They have some fun players as well. Mine, Dad, gonna keep it quick here. They actually won their wild card game tonight, and have not been very prevalent in MLS for a while. I'm going with the Chicago Fire.
What?
And the reason I say Chicago Fire is I think they're going to be a whole hell of a lot for Philadelphia Union. And Union have had a fantastic season, but there's always a big upset, Dad, in MLS. It happens. Inter Miami got
Dude,
knocked out last year.
8 versus 1, that is about as big as it comes as far as upsets.
Well, and let me just say something here. Chicago, actually, I believe, bar Inter Miami, scored the most, and they did, scored the second most goals in MLS this year. I think having the prowess and being able to score at will, especially against a team that's better than you, and maybe when it's going against you, is a huge asset as an underdog. So not only that, but I just think they have something about them. And these wild card games are kind of funny because sometimes it can give you a lot of momentum going in to play another team after these other teams have had some time off. And they scored 3 goals tonight, Dad, and I think that shows, hey, they're ready for it. I do want to say one more thing. They did lose 4-0 to Philadelphia Union about 2 months ago. So I think they're coming back for revenge and they're going to score a lot of goals, but we'll see.
They're going to give up a lot of goals too, but okay. We
Maybe
will.
it'll be the best match of the first round.
I can't imagine Seattle or the MLS wants Seattle versus Chicago in the MLS Cup, but crazier things have happened.
Crazier things have happened.